friends, in our time together today, I'm going to introduce a specific flourish for us. I'm not calling it an ornament because traditional Irish ornamentation seems fairly set, although I think the lines are fuzzy at the edges. And so the flourish I'm introducing, I've heard some people call a traditional ornament, and I've heard a lot of traditional people play it, but I don't see it in most of the ornamentation list, so I'm going to call it a flourish. It's really simple. I'm going to use my Shush Pro just because I felt like it. And the flourish is this. There are times when you play two notes and they're separated. Those two notes jump over a note. Like that might be fast or it might be slow. Instead of just jumping, you could play that middle note as like a little run. And there are times when that works really well and it just adds a nice flow. Think of those times when you're thinking, I've got these two notes, I want something more interesting. And so throw something in between them. Normally it is when there's a jump just over one note. You're just making a run. You could do it further, but the main example I'm giving is when you're jumping over one note. It's funny. I said that traditional Irish ornaments seem a little fuzzy around the edges as far as definition goes, and I agree with that. My own comment. You see, when we're playing tunes, we're personalizing them, and I'm introducing this flourish as an example of personalization that you could use. I want you to feel free to express tunes. I want you to have, we've already got a big toolkit of ornaments. I want you to know that that toolkit is bigger. It's as big as the next flourish you feel like adding in. But with all ornaments, with all flourishes, I think we do need a bit of a caveat that says don't get too carried away. Don't lose the tune in the ornamentation. Or the flourishes. Don't flourish your guts out just to prove how flourishy you could play or how many ornaments you know. Use them appropriately to accent the tune. Let the tune be the tune and accentuate it and emote it with a variety of things that you're doing. I guess that's really what I'm saying today. And introducing this flourish is another way you could do some things. Let me give you an example. A Fig for a Kiss is a fun tune to play. I'm going to play through the first line and I'm going to introduce two ways you could add this flourish. And I'm going to ornament it minimally, if at all. Okay, I ornamented it a little bit. So you're getting to that last bit. And I like to punch that little, descending. And I just messed it up. Maybe tongue just a couple of those notes to hit that and play it better than I just did. But think about that. You could play the C sharp, throw it in, turn those into faster notes. You could do that. Or, and I know I said that you'll add this run in between where you're skipping a note. You could also do it as a transition. The transition from the A part to the repeat of the A part, or the A part to the B part in a lot of tunes. it's often just a step. So take that step and make it a run. Like here on a Fig for a Kiss. You just start right back and you're going E to G. So why not play the F sharp? And there you're kind of not making it a run, you're just bouncing off of the F sharp. See? That's kind of fun too. That's another way to do it. Throw that little run in there. Syncopate it slightly differently. That means change the rhythm of it up just to add some interest. Another example, another faster tune, I'd like you to think about Drowsy Maggie as an example. So with Drowsy Maggie, in the B part, you've got that 3 times in the B part. So I wouldn't recommend doing it on every time, because what you're doing with flourishes and ornamentation, you're adding some interest and variation in. You're not creating a different consistency. You're wanting to add interest. So highlight 1 or 2 of those. Sorry. Then with 1 or 2 of those, just go a little quick E, D, C sharp run. That's kind of fun. Those are 2 faster tunes. Now think about Dawning of the Day. Okay, I did it twice in there as my own personalization. And so one of them is in that second line. So that phrase, just take that and play the G. It adds a little quickness so that you could sit on that D for a moment. And that's kind of fun. And then in the first line, another time you could do this. So when you're skipping a beat, when you're transitioning, but also you've got some repeated notes. Think it there at Dawning of the Day. In that first line. And that's nice. And you could throw, since it's a D, you could throw a crayon in on that. But what about going, you hit that first D, and then you go to the F sharp, E, D, and then just walk back down to it. See, you're then doing something different. You're not forced to throw 2 crayons in a row, or a cut and a crayon. You're adding in a different mood and feel. You're changing the flow of the tune just a little bit to add some interest. I think that's great. And that's what this Flourish is about. That's what all ornamentation is about. It's taking a tune and adding your own feeling to it, your own excitement, your own emotion, depending upon the nature and flavor of the tune. So, my friends, take this little, just put a run in. Don't overdo it. Use it sparingly, but use it in a way where it adds and enhances the interest. You might want to build to, like in Dawning of the Day, where you're going up to that D and you just want to emote your way to it. Instead of, excuse me, stepping up to it, you enter it quickly with a run, and then you take a slow step from that F sharp lower octave to the D, and then it just feels a little better. So think about that. Think about the different things you could do. Use a run instead of a step up. Use a run instead of a repeat where you feel like you're forced to put a roll and a cut. Use a run to walk back into it. Whatever it is. My friends, check that out. Try it. Oh, excuse me. Dry throat. Add it to your toolkit and have fun playing today. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.